Hi guys, hello traders, welcome to Technical Tuesday. This is the midweek market update where in this video I'm going to go through the charts that we looked at the beginning of the week, see how the price action developed and adjust and look for the next best opportunity and where we're at in the market. So let's get to it. These are the charts that we looked at the beginning of the week. I've also just got the dollar index here as a reference point. So let's have a look where we are. And just before we head over to the charts, let's just look first of all at the economic calendar and what is happening to update ourselves, make sure we know what's going on. And this week, for the rest of this week, do bear in mind the initial jobless claims that's out tomorrow, and then we've got the rest is going to be next week for very high impact news and some lower impact. Let's have a look at what's going on the calendar if you are a short-term trader. So we do have some little bit from Japan, a little bit from the UK on the pound, the PMI there, but the biggest one is this this one from the US. So it's the major one for this week. And now let's go back to the charts and see how we can make use of the market as it's developing at the moment. And let's begin with the dollar index. So what we can see with the dollar as a reference point is that we broke through this high. That was the significant marker to go higher now that we have broken it. So let's have a look at what we've got for the other chart. So here is the euro dollar. We're looking at selling it and we're looking at the selling bias, and we are now in that mode. This was the area here. Let me point it out. Let's go to the 4 hour. I marked out this area as something of interest, and we have gone into it and then rejected it. And now that we've had this breakdown, this high is the new point of invalidation, and this area would be where I'd look to get a possible entry to sell again. So the favored scenario is the continuation of the sell. We hit this first target, which was the area to the left here. Now we've got the next one down here. So obviously we want to get a better price. Let's see how it goes tomorrow, possibly Thursday this week, and that will be the favored place to sell from, because you want to sell from an expensive area, not from a cheap area. We've had quite a shift here, which has been about 90 pips, which is a significant amount. So don't want to be chasing the market. It's best to let it retrace, create a better price. We have now broken this low, so the indication is that we are continuing to the downside. Dollar strength, euro dollar weakness. That's euro dollar. Let's go to the next chart. So we've got the NAS 100 here. Let's once again start with the weekly quickly, see where we're at. So what I was looking at is a continuation to the downside, to these lows and this low. Let's have a look on the daily. This high has now been broken. These areas have now been broken, but now what I can do is, seeing that they've been invalidated, look at the next areas that the market may be rejecting. Now the bias is to the downside, so I would look now to this whole swing, seen as the previous markers were not respected. This is the halfway mark, so we are now here in this expensive area. Let's look at the 4 hour where we're at. So we've reached that area, and now it looks like we have a reversal pattern. So we have this up candle, this pin bar reversal, and then this candle is now closing lower. So typically with a strong dollar we have weak indices, and that seems to be playing out here. Now the next idea would be to continue on that sell into these next lows and ultimately the following lows underneath. as marked out at the beginning. So to do that, if you are not looking at this right now, you can see this is sort of a area of significance, then you may want to wait for another push lower. As you can see, we are now breaking these significant structures. And coming to the downside, any retracement would be an interesting place to short from. And we still have a good, decent risk to reward ratio here as well. If you like doing these things, you can draw these channels and see that we are in this channel, and then once we break down, then we have some more confirmation. But it looks like we possibly formed a high here. If we break through it, and then we have this obvious high needs to hold, and then this obvious high. Now if we have a breakthrough this level, that will be a warning point, and we'll have to set this aside. But for the moment, it seems like from this swing, this is the turning point, and if it's not, we will know from the price action of a break of these highs. So for now, let's see if we get that continuation to the downside. So that's the NAS 100. Let's look at the next one. We were looking at pound yen. These were the two areas that were interesting. We didn't get that. We get a straight move up, and I was saying the next scenario, possible scenario, would be to the upside. And now that we've broken these highs, the area that would be interesting is now over here. Just make it consistent. And let's see whether we get a reaction here or whether we have a breakdown. Now, if we have a breakdown, then a break below this level would invalidate, let's just come back, would invalidate this idea. And at the moment, we don't have that, we don't know either way, because we'd have no reaction here today. Let's see what happens tomorrow. And we also don't have a breakdown lower. So this is still possible if we come down and reach into these levels. But until then, we're going to watch and see whether this area holds or not, now that we've gone higher. It may also go into a range, so the range is this, and then we'll have to wait a bit longer to see a breakdown lower to get a better price. At the moment, just kind of have to wait and see how the market develops. Okay, there's no clear reaction today. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta sit and wait a little bit longer. So that's the pound yen. Let's go to pound New Zealand. This was the weekly on New Zealand, clear bullishness. I'm looking for that continuation bullishness. And this was the daily picture, and I was looking at this area here for the market to create a rejection from. Now obviously, looking at the 4-hour now, this was the expected favored scenario, and we are just reaching into that level now. Here is the invalidation point, as I was saying before, and I want to see a nice reversal, clear price action to the upside. This has not quite happened because we broke down, so we are now looking for something like this. You may want to go to the lower time frame, depending on how you trade. You have your own style of entry. See how you do things. I'm just giving you a perspective here. This is what I'm watching for now, and so far, yeah, the market is still bullish in my eyes, and this is the point where it's invalidated. Okay, Euro GBP, let's look at that again, this Euro pound. So we have a breakdown. We were looking to go lower, which we have done, and we've created this swing. We now broke lows. Let's have a look at the 4-hour right at the beginning of the week. So here we are right on Monday. We just about poked this high and then collapsed lower. So that is what happened indeed, and you may or may not get an entry on here. I don't know if you did, but the next point would be here, which this is the next ideal target, but that is a bit too close for comfort, I would say. So let's have a look back on the daily. Here we are and we are now very close to this level. So let's see if we actually get a reversal. and this happens. So I don't want to be chasing the market. We have now come down if there was no entry, and I don't want to be really selling this market because it's already very cheap in the grand scheme of things, right, in the bigger picture. If you like this video, remember to click like or place a comment if you have anything you'd like to say or interact with us. You are welcome too. So that's Euro Pound, still a bit of an unclear situation. So I prefer to wait at this stage. It did react off this level where I was looking at and continue to the sell scenario. So that's the Euro Pound here at the moment. Bit of observation would be wise, I think. Aussie CAD. So here's Aussie CAD on the daily. Let's have a quick look on the weekly again. I was looking for that week market on the weekly. Bit of a mouthful to retrace and continue down. Here is the daily picture. This is the level I was pointing to get possible rejection, and it seems that we just went through it and then quickly rejected. So now the question is, where do we go from here? Well, I'm gonna want to see a break of these lows to continue to the downside. And then it would be something like this. That will be interesting. If it breaks through this high, then the whole thing would be a no-go. For now, still unclear. I'm going to wait and see if the price action develops as planned, and if not, we'll leave it. Gold, again, similar picture, rejection there. This could be an interesting point to sell from and continue to the downside if you want to have a quick trade. So let's look on the daily. Here's our next target points, and I'll be looking for that swing and continuing to the downside. And lastly, oil. This is the level I was looking at. Again, looks like a reversal there, and once again coming to the downside to these levels. Looks like that is happening here. Quick look on the 1 hour. You can see the rejection here. We broke these structures to the left. And now another one. So it seems likely that we will have another sort of something perhaps like this if we get a better price. And now if this high up here, let's just place this reference high. If this is broken, then the whole idea is no longer valid, because this is the turning point that I'm looking at if we're going to continue to the downside. So if we invalidate this, then it seems like we are either going to range or move higher. All right, guys, that is the update for this week. Hope this helps give you a little bit of a clarity on the charts. And this is what we've got so far. All right, another update will be on Thursday. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. If you want to get regular updates throughout the week, I'll be looking at the charts with you, and we can watch what's happening in real time as the price action prints on the chart. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. My name is Dima, and I'll see you on the next video for Thursday's update. All right, bye for now. And as always, if you like this video, then don't forget to go to our website, forexpropnews.com, and keep up to date with all the latest goings on in the Forex and trading world. Okay, see you on the next video.